I'm gonna have someone curl my hair.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to have someone curl it. Because I gotta figure out how to style it. It's at the length now where I gotta figure out how to style it.
Yeah.
Because it's too short. Like when it's long enough, I feel like you could just let it flow and not do anything to it.
Yeah.
But it's not long enough to where I can just let it flow, but it's not short enough to where
You can't
not
yeah.
style it somehow. And this, I like this a little. These little hair clips that just go back. But yeah, I'm going to try and curl it. So I want to look like the Dutch. There's a movie called The King, I think. And it's on Netflix. But it's France and Britain way back when, and the French prince has like long hair like this, but it's curled. I think it looks nice.
You said the French?
The Dutch. Maybe spelled like Dutch. Duchan or something, maybe. But yeah, I got to figure out how to style it. Just look up the King French Prince.
This blonde hair guy?
Mm-hmm.
You want it more wavy. This is curly.
Wavy, not curly.
Yeah, my shit's naturally curly, and like it doesn't show its length at all.
I saw was your hair wet in your new ID picture? Because it looks very long in your ID picture.
No, but it might have been like not as curly. Because there are days where it's like straighter. Because I'll either take a shower or do something. Like I'll put like conditioner in, it kind of weighs it down a little bit. But yeah.
I can't wait till we're in our 30s and we look back and we're like, what the fuck were we doing with our hair, dude?
Well, we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. Because, yeah, I haven't touched my hair in probably a year.
I'm going to go get it. Yeah, me too. I'm going to go get it cleaned up. Not
really?
Like cut, but just like the edges trimmed up. Just cleaned up, I think. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I want to look like a goddamn French prince, Michael.
I don't know what I want to do with it. It's just there.
At your point, because it's weird, because it's curly.
Uh-huh.
I think you just bun it, maybe. Like on top.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll just have
I don't know what to do.
An afro eventually.
Yeah, because it is kind of... It's curly, but it's like puffy. It's
like frizzy.
It's everywhere. Do I just throw it in a...
Yeah, I'm lucky mine's not frizzy. I don't know how to deal with frizziness.
Me neither. That's why it just stays frizzy. That's why it just stays that way. But... Yeah, I don't know. Do I do this?
Cut it off, Michael.
No, I don't know how to cut it off.
Cut it off.
Because
you don't gotta cut off all the way.
Yeah, but the way my fucking family works is you're bald by you're 25. So the way I see it, I got 3 more years, and we'll be there. So I'm using it all I can. Use it or lose it.
Is it nice out today?
It's supposed to be midday, around 60s, low 60s. So that's why I said we dabble in the old fishing.
Yeah, I was going to say I may not be able to go, but I'll give you a heads up later because I still got chemistry and shit to do. Yeah, I got my first chemistry test tomorrow. And, dude, I will say, this whole new major I've been doing, I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Really?
And maybe because it's still pretty new. And maybe it's because I'm paying more than I've ever paid for school. But, like, with my past majors, I noticed when I was doing the homework, I was doing the bare minimum to get the correct answers, like in accounting.
Yeah.
I would wake up and like, okay, what's the absolute bare minimum I need to do today to not fail this class? But recently, look at all these dorks running. But recently, like, even with chemistry, I fucking hated chemistry. in high school.
It just kind of got you in a mood again?
Yeah, like I'm doing it to understand it, not just to get the correct answers. And I'm enjoying, it's satisfying figuring out like chemistry problems and not just chemistry, but like the other classes too. I like.
I envy that. Because right now I feel stuck. I have no direction.
I feel like you just gotta try shit out.
Yeah, but I don't know where to start.
Like
I don't know what to do. I just, at the moment, these last like couple, last 3 days or so, I feel like I've just sat in a rut.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're always gonna have them shorter periods of time.
Yeah, but it's just like, come on. Because I'm tired of like, work's not giving me work, which doesn't seem. I like it when I have work, so it takes my mind off of everything else.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise,
it's
I'm
fulfilling.
Sitting there and just thinking about nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just don't know. Like, I'm 21 and I have a career job. Like, I'm set for life, basically.
You could,
as long as the company doesn't shit the bed.
I don't think you're set for life. I think if you want to live the lifestyle you're currently living for the rest of your life, you're set for life. But obviously, I don't think you want to do that.
No, because I can move up.
Yeah. You're in a position to be set for life.
But I mean, by set for life, I mean I don't have to change jobs anymore. Like, I have the option to not be able to change jobs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I can stay with this one company for the rest of my life. The only difference would be probably moving out of here, getting a family, and growing that somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you just got.
Which is scary as shit. But
dude, I can't fathom. I thought about this last night. I cannot fathom that when my mother was my age, she had you. Me. At this point in my mom's life, I was almost a year old.
When did she have you? 22?
23.
23?
Yeah, she had just turned 23. She was a month into year 23 and she had me.
Damn.
Mind-boggling. And I'm assuming I can't keep care of a child right now. I'd feel like I'd shit the bed. Yeah. But I'm assuming when you have the child, there's something like in your brain that's like, oh shit, here we go, let's do it.
Plus there was your dad too. Your dad was there.
Yeah.
So was
he was 25, dude.
Yeah.
People are young as fuck having kids, dude.
Dude, I saw something. So along those lines, I'll just read the TikTok. But it was a TikTok. I liked it. It was funny as fuck. Okay, here's.
We're gonna do this the old-fashioned way.
I mean, he thinks ugly girls get pregnant just to prove they have sex, and I can't stop thinking about it.
So in case you missed it, here's it again.
My homie just told me he thinks ugly girls get pregnant just to prove they have sex, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Just to prove.
I mean, think about it. The only chicks in high school that became pregnant or not the cutest ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I feel stuck. I'm stuck. I want to try new things. I don't know where to try new things.
But I feel like you just gotta do something. Even if it's something stupid or not stupid, but random, or something that you can't think you can make a career out of.
Well, yeah.
Like out of photography.
I thought about that.
Like even if there's like a little instinct that, hey, this might be cool, you could start with your, like, shit is free. You could start with your phone and just go and do stuff. Because the process of this is something that I struggled with a lot, especially when I started music producing, is I thought that had to be the path, and I still start. I don't know what the fuck. I'm not giving you advice like I know what the fuck's wrong. Yeah, I really don't. Yeah. But like, don't start something with the mindset of this has to be the career. This has to, like, photography can maybe lead you to something else. Yeah. Or do whatever. Like Brendan Schaub, when he was my age, he was in the UFC.
Yeah.
And at the time, that's what he wanted to do, but it led to where he obviously is now with like podcasting and everything he's got going on now. So like the act of you doing something the act of you at least trying something is pushing you further along the path of whatever it is you're supposed to be doing, even though it may not be what the end thing is, if that makes sense.
But I get that. But another thing I'm thinking about is I envy people who have that one thing that they absolutely
Dialed
love.
into, yeah.
Yeah, and they enjoy the fuck out of it to the point where they just push their body till their body just adapts to that thing. So like if like a baseball player is a baseball player, there's no other thing he's remotely good at compared to his baseball career or his baseball skills. Whereas me, I feel like I'm more of a jack of all trades than a one-man show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
that's where it gets me stuck, because I'm like, okay, how can I just build my skill arsenal versus how can I grow in one potential spot?
Yeah. I think, like, let's say, for example, you try doing photography. If you do photography for a month, you're going to learn stuff from that you could use, I feel, in other aspects of life and other career goals, if that makes sense.
There's shit you can learn from that you can apply everywhere.
Yeah, like when I started making beats, I learned how to make a schedule, how to manage my time, how to build self-discipline, how to work through like creative ruts, which obviously all that stuff can be used somewhere else. So I feel like if you just get up and say, okay, I'm going to try photography for a month, and at the end of the month, you're like, hey, do I like this? Keep doing it as a hobby, or do I want to try something else? And you just try something else. But eventually, I feel like you're going to find that thing. But you have to physically start doing something rather than just like saying, I don't know what I want to do.
You know? But the thing is, I don't know where to start.
Yeah, I didn't. What do you like? Like, I
made a list, and I was like, how the fuck can I, continue woodworking with absolutely no tools?
Yeah, that's a hard one. I mean, I guess you just have to go to our grandpa's house.
That's a journey. That's a stretch. And even then, it's not like the quality of products that I want to make. Because before, I was used to a full-blown shop and full-blown tools and all that stuff, where I knew where every tool that I need to have was right there in my reach. Whereas Grandpa, he's got the old stuff. He doesn't have any of the new stuff. He still only has limited tools. Like and I'm not gonna bust out another fucking wood watch with his tools, basically.
No, but I feel
it can get me in the door for sure.
It can get you in the door. Like, I don't have
But I already know. But see, that's the thing, is I already know what woodworking does because I've done it for so long.
Yeah, but you can't tell me that if you go and work on a project over there, maybe even once a week, like every Saturday, you're not going to get better at woodworking. Like, you're not getting any better now by not doing woodworking whatsoever, you know? But you could see it maybe as more of a skill to maintain until you could get to a position.
The other thing is
where you have the space.
Yeah. The other thing is that it is his stuff, and he gets a little forgetful at times. So it's on kind of the same verge of I don't want to deal with. There's other things there.
Yeah. Hey, Tyler, cut this out. But that's why.
But yeah, there's just there's other problems going on over there at the moment. So who knows? We'll see. But I mean, we're still making planters over there. We're very close.
We gotta nail them, right?
Yeah.
Literally, that's it?
Pretty much. Fuck, we can do it today.
Yeah, we can do it today.
Instead of fishing.
Or after.
Yeah.
Because we don't need light to... I mean, we just use fucking garage light to fucking... It won't take a lot of space or anything.
The only issue is I hope he has the tools. Again.
Just a nail gun?
Yeah.
That's all we need is just nails and boards?
So, I was going to cut some of the wood we have now so we can build the framework that we can just nail the sides into. And then... So, there's three things. The support wood that we need to have to connect everything together, a nail gun, and nails. And I have the boards. They need to be cut, which won't take long. It's like 2 or 3 boards a pop. And then I just gotta figure out how to put them together. Which is basically just an inventory of Grandpa's shop. And if not, we just run to Ace, which is literally right there.
Is there one right there?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
But yeah, I'm gonna bring up something that I know you have something against.
Okay.
But I'm gonna act like it's not there.
Okay.
So you can chime in if you want to. It's your option. If you want to stay completely silent, that's your option too. Have you ever had that one that you wish that you just got, or you found in a different life, or you had? Like there was that one person that was just like, it could have been something in a different life or a different time.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
I've definitely met, and I think you're thinking of something, and I understand why you're thinking of that, but there's definitely been multiple times where I've met the right person at the wrong time. Yeah. Do you think you could fall in love with more than one person, or do you think there's one person on the planet that's like, this is it? And you could love other people, but not to the extent of whoever that one person is.
See, and I thought, like, I feel like we can get along and we can tolerate more than one person.
100%.
But I feel like we can truly, truly love one person.
Really? So do you think...
Yeah.
Do you think your dad and your mom were that one person for each other?
I don't know. I feel like they're a tolerant. Like, it's that tolerable group doesn't mean they don't love each other. It's just like, okay, I can tolerate this person more than mainly everybody else in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think they're on the tolerance level, I think my parents are very high up to where they love each other, but they can also still tolerate each other.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I would almost say Logan and Abby are those two.
I don't know them well enough.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen like
I don't
inside.
know my brother well enough.
I haven't seen like the inside and the function of their relationship because that's none of my business.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like they are pretty damn close. If they're not the tolerable group, at the very top of that tolerable group, they are the pair for each other.
I used to think that there's one other person on this planet that you're supposed to be with, and you cross paths with that person at least one time in your life.
Really?
So it could be like you both crossing the street in a city or something. But I think that was just
I wanted to like this, or I wanted this ideal.
It was a very romantic idea.
Okay.
Like, what's the word? Ignorant, maybe? I don't want to say ignorant because people may still believe that. But in my opinion, it was a very ignorant and unaware idea of how the world works.
You know how many females you walk past?
I think you could fall in love with.
I think you fall in love with many people, but I feel like you can find a once-in-a-lifetime love with one person.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like... maybe.
I don't know.
I disagree, but maybe.
I'm a romantic myself.
I used to be.
I am a romantic.
I used to be. I think we all...
Do you think we start that way, or do you think we find it?
I think we all start that way, and then depending on your experiences, you're either like,
fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit.
I'm gonna fucking turn into a monster.
That's not realistic.
Yeah.
Or it's like, hey, this is realistic. This is how it worked out for me.
Or you know what it probably was? It probably started like, I bet you the whole world started out to be like romantic. And then society was like, psych, let's change the script. Because now what do you see?
Oh, dude, the fucking difference between romance in the 1950s and now
is ridiculous.
Dude, I've never... I take that back. I've been on one date. It was kind of forced. I've been on one date, but like I don't go on dates. I will never do a date. It's always like I'm hanging out with you to like spend time.
Yeah.
I'm never like, and maybe I should.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe as I mature, that'll be a thing. Like when I'm trying to find a wife. But like, I'm not gonna ask someone, "Hey, do you want to go out for dinner?"
No.
I'm gonna say, "Hey, let's
go eat.
Let's go eat."
I think,
or let's make food or something.
I think the definition of a date. So you're like, when people hear date, they think
like
of
dress up, go out for dinner.
Yeah, they think of, hey, let's go to this fancy restaurant, like a steakhouse or something, wear something like business casual sort of thing. But now I feel like the dates are kind of broadened to where it's like, hey, you want to just... I would consider a date going to play basketball.
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah, maybe the definition of the word date is a lot looser now.
I think it is. Because you for sure can like, hey, let's go get a bite. That can be like a date or just... I mean, you can call it a date. But, I mean, you can have dates to the park. You can have dates to the... You would probably consider paddleboarding or... kayaking or canoeing a fucking date.
And I think once I'm in a relationship, I could go on a date because that's the date I was on was when I was in a relationship.
Yeah.
If you want to go on a date, like dress up. I was like, all right.
Yeah, okay, I can see the dress up part.
But like, dude, if you haven't touched my wiener, I'm not taking you on a date ever.
No.
like a formal.
Yeah, no.
Date
No.
Ever.
Formal dates is when we start kind of clicking.
What are we doing here? Yeah.
Just like, hey, let's go on a date sort of thing. Like, we barely know each other. We're starting to get to know each other. That's where you go have your fun sort of dates, like honeymoon dates. But that's what I would consider a date. Like, it's definitely not your typical dress up suit 5-star restaurant.
Could you imagine when Grandpa was a kid, dude? They didn't have what? Did they have home phones in the 50s?
No.
When did those?
They didn't have phones. I don't think they have
Shut
phones.
up, dude. You don't think telephones were a thing in 1950?
Well, yeah, they might have been fucking using the goddamn express. What's it called?
What?
The telephone.
Pole? Telephone wire?
The Pony Express, that's what it was.
Could you imagine him being a child and like in their idea of dating is, hey, I see you once a week. Well, let's go on a typical eat dinner date, something like that. And maybe you think with social media, that's why dates have become less formal and more of a hangout thing because we could talk to each other literally 24/7.
Yeah, maybe.
Like when you don't see or hear from someone from a week, maybe it's like, oh, I want to put on my best self and like show her the best time possible and spend a lot of money on dinner and stuff. So I'm gonna go all out for this week. Rather now, it's like
I can text him. I can
call
him, FaceTime him. Yeah, either that or it kind of. Maybe that's why fucking love is hard to find, because it's so easy just to reach for everything.
Yeah.
Whereas before,
and
you were like, fuck, okay, I gotta really put my best foot forward because I will see her on this day at this time. Mm-hmm. So let me prepare for this moment. Whereas now it's just like, all right, my whole life's out there already.
And now,
she sees me how she sees me.
Now with social media, you can see other options all the time.
Yeah, like
if you lived in, the middle of nowhere, bumblefuck Nebraska, and your town in the 1950s had a population of 4,000 or 5,000. There's only so many broads that you're seeing on a daily basis. You're not even seeing everyone in your city.
Yeah.
But like in your neighborhood, you're only seeing or know of so many girls. Now, dude, you could look at models that live in, fucking Brazil and Venezuela. You could have access to communication with every single female in this apartment complex. As long as you get the name.
And that's kind of along the lines of Bumble and Tinder sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where that kind of narrows your looking glass, so to say, to where you see what you want to see.
Yeah.
Or people who are looking for matches. Whereas, you might contact some bitch in Brazil and be like, hey, you want to hook up? That's not realistic. But
I think it's realistic to fly bitches out to where you're at.
Yeah, if you have that.
If you have the money.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Like we could fly a bitch out from Brazil.
Yeah, it's only what, $200, $300.
No, but even we'd have to pay him more than that. 'Cause I don't think.
Yeah, at that point it'd be fucking prostitution.
Have you ever paid for a prostitute?
No, I haven't. Have you?
No, and I don't. I wonder where the threshold is to where I would do that.
I don't know, but I thought about getting one for your birthday. I was about to say...
A prostitute or a stripper?
Prostitute. You would have walked in from work and there'd be some chick just laying on your bed.
And you know what I like, too, so I don't know that I'd be mad if I didn't have to pay for it, dude.
Or I would have fucked with
Assuming
you.
you don't do me dirty.
Yeah, I would have did you dirty.
Assuming you don't do me dirty, Michael.
I thought about it. It's like, what if I just got a hooker and just threw it in Tyler's
Just
room?
a solid 2 out of 10. Oh, dude, and I'm too nice, too.
And then you would have to deal with either denying or accepting it.
And I'm too nice, too, so
You would bite the bullet?
I don't think I'd bite the bullet. I'd make some sort of excuse like, oh, I'm sick or I'm tired or something. But I'd definitely have a hard time saying, hey, you gotta go. You gotta go, dude. Yeah, I'd have a hard time.
Oh, I got my first bill, and I don't know how to fucking pay it.
Shout out to fucking school.
Dude, yeah. What the fuck, man? How did you not teach us how to... I mean, they probably
know how
did.
to pay it.
Huh?
You know how to pay it?
Well, I know how to pay it. Like, I mean, it's not you write a fucking check.
But you can't do it online?
No! They sent me a physical bill!
With
an envelope to send it back!
What's the bill for?
Dental. Which is kind of bullshit.
Surely that QR code you could scan and pay online. There's no way we live in 2022.
Yeah, I was a little shocked to have a bill mailed to me.
And can't
That thing?
pay online. There's no way that they would do that.
I mean, I have yet to look at it.
When did you get the bill, Michael?
I don't know. It says the due date was the 31st.
To pay it?
Late.
Oh, dude, that was probably from when I checked the mail yesterday, and I went into the mailbox and it was full. So I don't think we had checked it for quite a while.
Yeah.
Damn, so you got a penalty fee now?
Do I?
Do you? Because you
I don't
didn't
know.
pay it on time? I've never paid it.
I've never paid a bill.
I've never paid anything.
Bro, but that's
wasn't
some
online.
bullshit, though. Because, like, it says the due date is the 31st. But what if I sent it in on, like, the 29th and it didn't get to them by the 4th or something? I don't know. Plus, I gotta go get my own fucking stamp.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, it's a process to send a fucking piece of mail.
It is, dude.
Why is it...
People didn't have time for shit before the fucking internet, huh? Dude, mailing in a fucking bill would be a fucking 2-hour chore.
It's a hassle. This isn't a QR code, is it?
To get a fucking stamp in an envelope? I guess they give you the envelope, huh? You gotta walk down and put it in the goddamn mailbox, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking process. This is not a fucking QR code.
It's a QR code.
No, it's not a QR code.
Michael.
I swear to God, it's not a QR code.
Okay, Michael.
I swear to God, it's not a QR code.
You're fucking stupid. It's a QR code. It may not be a QR code to pay the bill, but that's physically a QR code. That's what a QR code looks like.
It's not the QR code.
It's not the QR code.
There's no fucking QR... Like, there's no the QR code on this goddamn thing. Can I go to their website,
Yeah,
I wonder?
Fucking who cares right now, you know? Are you going to pay your bill on the podcast?
You want me to?
No,
I'll do it. I'll do it.
I really don't.
So let's just keep talking.
Okay, dude.
Welcome to let's pay Michael's bill. If I can even do it online.
Welcome back.
I just want to open their website and see if there was an option.
All right. Well, while you do that, I'm gonna look through my notes.
Please do.
Where the fuck did it go? There's a book I'm reading for school.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Go back to school. Like, I'm reading this book and thoroughly enjoying it. Not reading it because I'm supposed to, because it's a school book. But it's about salmon in the Pacific Northwest, which is like Oregon, Washington area. And it started off talking about like how they spawn, in freshwater rivers, and then they go out to the ocean to mature, and then they go back to their birthplace to give birth to the next generation. But there was Native American tribes, which I thought were interesting. In their head, salmon were human beings in fish form that lived in the ocean under 5 houses, like houses you would think of in Game of Thrones. And they thought these humans lived in the ocean, and they turned to fish, and then they swam upstream to give birth to the new generation of humans that were in the form of baby fish. And when they went back out to the ocean, they turned to humans. They had a whole kingdom under there, yada, yada, yada. But I thought it was really cool how when the salmon would go upstream, you know how you see them like when bears are hunched over the waterfalls and they're jumping up.
Yeah.
If they were caught, they would show immense amounts of respect to these fish, and like they'd have, for the first fish caught of the season, they'd have like this very special knife and cutting board that they'd use to show the fish that it was being given respect. Because in their mind, the fish never died. You may eat the body of the fish, but it never died. So after they eat the fish, they'd put the bones back into the river, and in their mind, the bones would go back down to the ocean, and that fish or / human would tell their king how they were treated when they were caught by this tribe. And so the king would decide the next year if salmon would run up that part of the river again to feed the tribe, or if they'd get starved.
It's crazy how what people just think of.
Yeah.
Like, what the how did somebody just come up with that in their mind? Like, you can't tell me one single person in this tribe was like, hey, this is how this shit works.
Yeah, I don't know how it fucking came about, but it's an interesting way of looking at things. And if you're a Native American tribe and you live in this one little area by this river, you obviously don't understand the process of salmon and how they're born in freshwater and they go out to saltwater to eat, and they go back to freshwater and lay their eggs.
You only know your tribe. That's it. And the hunting grounds around it. That's it.
And so when you catch a fish and you throw bones back into the river to
You're
go
not
back,
chasing them down.
and the next year more fish come up, what are you gonna think?
Yeah. We did this.
It looks like magic if you don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And who's to say our knowledge now is minuscule to 10 years, 20 years in advance?
Yeah.
Like, we might have ideals now that are just like that. Sounds so ridiculous. And we just don't know it.
Yeah, and it's probably all in terms of space in the ocean, right?
Yeah,
like
probably.
The depths of the ocean and the depths of space. They were also talking about in this book, they had look at these dorks biking. God damn!
Dude, it is popping on that trail.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9? Is that it?
There was somebody going that way.
Hey, but have fucking 10 people in your group, so it's a fucking satisfying number, But these Native Americans it talked about like their economy that they had. And it was a gift-giving economy, so the way they would work, it was a tribe would give a gift to another tribe. And in that society, when you're given a gift, you are, I don't know if you're obligated, but you're expected to give a gift back of higher stature.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a way to kind of spread the wealth, which was interesting to me because some of the tribes, some years, the river they're next to, the salmon may not be as plentiful. And so if they're constantly given to other tribes, they're going to be fed by the other people so they don't starve and shit. But I really like the way I like Native American societies from what I've learned about them. Because it's everything in nature is equal. It's not humans over everything. Yeah. It's humans are smarter than everything.
Yeah.
But we're all equal.
Humans need everything.
And it showed because they took care, like they didn't over harvest the fish. So obviously they're scared they weren't going to get any fish back because the fucking Salmon King was like, hey, you killed too many people. Yeah. You're not getting any more.
Yeah. And here we are fucking... I feel like we're just exploiting the world now. We're smart enough to where we can exploit things.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess when things kind of go rare or close to extinct, we kind of back off on our shit. But I feel like we're just exploiting, like, massive fish tanks. We're basically farming salmon at this point. You get all those fish, what are they called? Fisheries?
Fisheries, I think. Hatcheries?
Hatcheries, that's what it is. Hatcheries, where they're pulling eggs out of every female and they're pulling sperm out of every male and having a big batch of eggs and pulling out the fucking rotten ones, and like there's a whole process to getting salmon out.
Can you imagine being that salmon? Like coming into this world, I mean, you wouldn't even know what freedom is.
No, you just see another fish right
next to you. You come in, there's other ones of you in this fucking little tight spot. You're forced to fuck, and then you die. And that's it. That's it.
But that's what we see. What about what if they like? What if they only see
like they don't know better?
They don't know what's outside the tank. Who's to say like when a fish goes out of water they can't see?
And that's the true definition of suppression. What's the one that starts with an O?
Oppression.
Oppression is you are oppressed when you don't know you're oppressed.
Yeah.
So it's fucking funny when people in this... I don't know why this took this turn. But people in this fucking country that say, oh, I'm oppressed, we're oppressed. You're not, dude.
Yeah.
Because...
You know what's going on.
You know what's going on. You have some idea of what's going on. If you're truly oppressed... Now, you may be discriminated against or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're truly oppressed, you have no idea.
Yeah, you would know you're oppressed.
You have no idea.
I mean, we're probably all oppressed right now. In some way.
We could be. When we'd have no idea.
But yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
Hey, but salmon, right?
Yeah, but salmon.
But salmon. Let's talk about the 900. That'll fit nicely into the oppression we just talked about.
Bro, what the fuck? Do we have...
Yeah, I haven't read into that at all.
But I mean...
And I know headlines are often...
Misleading.
But boy.
Yeah, that was a headline.
What was the headline?
I mean, let me just... You sent it to me, right?
Did I? Yeah, I think so.
It was on Instagram.
Okay,
Palm Springs, California. California City is planning to give universal basic income, UBI, to transgender and non-binary residents regardless of their earning level. So literally everybody who's non-gender. there's no discrimination, air quotes discrimination, between that non-binary or that transgender against this one.
Mm-hmm.
So literally everybody's getting $900. Transgender residents in Palm Springs, California are eligible to receive a UBI of up to $900 per month solely for identifying as transgender or non-binary. No strings attached. A new pilot program will receive $200,000 set aside for allegations after a unanimous vote by the Palm Springs City Council last week. So anybody who lives in Palm Springs, California, and is non-binary or transgender is getting $900.
And I think this and stuff like this is going to start exposing the logistical problems of this whole you must call me by these things movements. Like I think personally, individually, life could be lived through your emotions and your feelings. Like if you feel the opposite gender and that's what you want to do, I'm all about it. I'm 100%. I support you. I love you. I feel like I like music, and I take that feeling and I express it with making music, making beats.
Yes.
Individually, live with how you feel, but like on a large survival scale, this human species, we physically cannot have a sustainable fucking system logistically when everyone is like going off of everyone's feelings, if that makes sense. Like you can't launch a spaceship to Mars because you feel like it's correct and you feel it's the right time.
No,
you have to know.
Yeah.
You have to know 100% that this is going to work.
Yeah,
this is
there's
right.
system checks. There's a whole bunch of checks that you have to make sure that are 100% right.
Mm-hmm. And so I relate that to this $900 thing because the obvious problems are, okay, how do you prove someone is transgender? What's stopping me from saying, hey, I feel, because that's what's most important here, right? I feel like I'm transgender. Give me $900. And then tomorrow, I may not feel that way.
Yeah.
How do you regulate that?
Do you have to have that process done to become transgender?
And it's not, and
like
it's...
what, yeah, I guess the question is, what classifies you as transgender and not this guy over here?
Right. Because... this guy over here cannot have the surgery like you did, but he could feel like he's transgender.
That's just wild, dude.
Like, individually, do it if you feel it, but like...
yeah, I get it, but like, going back to like the system check, like, okay, you could build a rocket, and you could feel like it's good, but when you actually look inside of it, you might see things that, weren't as shown on the outside. I don't know if this is true, but like when somebody goes through the process of changing genders, do they lose? Let's say it's a guy transitioning to a girl. Does he lose the XY chromosome, or does he still have the she? I'm confused, but like when they make that transition, does their chromosomes change?
I don't think so.
Or are they still XY or XX?
I don't know for sure, but
it's XX.
I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure you can't mess
change
with
that
at all. Otherwise, isn't Down syndrome something to do with
extra chromosome?
Otherwise, you could just take it away, right? And there wouldn't be Down syndrome. So I don't think you can.
That's true.
It's weird because the money isn't being given based on statistical, logical reasons.
Yeah, it's not like you have the XY, but you got the process done to where you don't have a penis anymore.
Or it's like, it's not being given for logistical reasons, like this person's not making enough to live in this area, so we have to give them 900. It's being given based on feelings.
Yeah. And
that's where there's so much gray area
there is.
And human emotion.
Because anybody can technically just go in there and be like, hey, I feel transgender for this month, and get $900. But I feel like that's with everything now. I feel like it's the purpose of that. I feel like was it to bring awareness? Like there's no purpose for it. I feel like they're just giving money to people.
The only thing that I could maybe think of is like if transgenders are discriminated, that maybe they can't do certain things, so they need money to do those things. But that's so it's such a stretch.
Yeah,
and I don't know that that's the reason.
If they're getting discriminated, why is giving money to them gonna help anything? That's just gonna. It's money. You're just gonna throw it in a bank or use it for rent.
I don't know. I
don't see how that's gonna help you unless I guess you could get it for like a treatment or something, or a procedure.
But that's I don't know, because that's a monthly income that someone can get who is more wealthy than this other person, but they're not going to get the $900 because they're not transgender. Yeah. Hey, that's cool. Y'all want to try and run the country that way or run the world that way? Let's go for it. Watch.
Biden tried with the vaccine. Watch. Do you remember when he was offering $100 for anybody who got the vaccine?
I remember there was a lot of incentives. I think that was pretty global, those incentives. Not as fucking retarded as the American incentives are, like fucking hamburgers and shit like that.
But I remember getting offered money to get a vaccine. And at that point, I felt like I was being, bribed. Like, hey, come get this vaccine. I'll give you some money.
Come get this vaccine.
Yeah. Are you just being lured? But where's it now? Like, if I got the vaccine now, that $100 isn't mine. Come on.
I think we all figured out that, hey,
this doesn't work.
This is an important
No.
That is not important, but it's not as big as a deal as...
No, you're right. Because after the, like, I get it. The Ukrainian war is kind of, it's still going on. It's not kind of, it's going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's shit still happening. The media isn't what it was anymore. We don't see it as often. Probably because it's not as fresh. But as soon as Russia invaded Ukraine and we got that news, COVID ceases to exist.
It's like there's only room for one major thing to happen at a time.
Yeah.
In terms of like people's social interactions and what's quote unquote trending right now.
Because, like, I mean, even, but it's not like nobody's talking about it. No, they're like retracting things. Like, everything's going backwards now. Like, the war happened and everything's just kind of going backwards now. Like, mask mandate, I got an email at work the other day that said, okay, mask mandates are kind of backing off now. We're slowly backtracking. And then I heard on the news at the gym that mask mandates across the U.S. are going back. Like, it was...
Yeah, I know in L.A., which is a pretty heavily
mandated probably
area, the schools, like kids in schools don't have to wear masks anymore. I don't think there's any mask mandates in L.A. That's a stretch. I don't know if that's true. But I just know for sure the schools are. Because people are like, hey, dude, why the fucking kids got to wear masks?
I just don't... The thing that kind of pissed me off with the whole mask things is people wearing them outside. Or for tasks that they don't need masks for. Like,
when COVID first happened...
I think it's just ridiculous and hysterical to see somebody running with a mask on.
Oh, dude, I remember being in the fucking gym with a mask on. Dude, that's when there was a mask mandate at this Planet Fitness. That was terrible.
Was it?
Absolutely
I don't
terrible.
think I ever did it with a mask mandate.
Try doing fucking a set of fucking deadlifts with a mask on.
Nah, dude.
Torture. Or running on a treadmill.
Yeah, and I mean, I still see people in there with masks on. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder how long people...
Because there's always going to be those people who are a little wary of their... Mm-hmm. Especially now after it. Like, I bet you... Even me, I'll go into a hospital with mask on now. I don't give a fuck. Before the pandemic, I would just walk into a hospital just cause. Yeah. Like, it's like, if my family member's in the hospital, I just walk in, no protection, no PPE, anything. Now, if I walk into a hospital, you best believe I'm wearing a mask. It's just made people more aware of sicknesses and potential risks.
Yeah, I wear a mask in hospitals too. That and in when I deliver to retirement homes, I'll throw one on.
And it's not because of COVID anymore. I'm strictly saying sicknesses. Like, if I walk into a hospital, I'm gonna wear a mask just because this is the place of sickness. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna wear a mask now. But before I was ignorant and I was just like, hey, fuck this. I'm gonna jolly around here.
I had the same.
But now that pandemic has went through, I'm more aware of sicknesses and potential risks to my health. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, retirement homes, hospitals. But I mean, I would still go to like events and not wear a mask. I went to the J. Cole concert without a mask. And that was not peak pandemic, but right after. In Denver.
Yeah, Denver's pretty liberal.
Yeah.
And then the surround, it's like with every city. The surrounding area is pretty
Republican,
conservative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready for TikToks?
Yes, sir.
I got Juan. Surely I got a fucking. Oh, I did send it. Okay, so this isn't. Don't play this entirety of the TikTok. Pause the TikTok when the dude in the yellow is about to tee up.
Is he gonna do a push-up?
I did it when you were asleep this morning.
If I do this without falling over.
Okay, so for audio listeners, this is a Masters tournament, which is a golf tournament. And usually people line up all around the spot where...
The tee box.
The tee box where you tee up your
They're all
ball.
around the perimeter of the tee box to watch the tee off.
Uh-huh. So I understand, Michael, these are professionals, and these people, I don't think these 3 guys are necessarily professionals. I think this is just like a little ceremony that these lifelong friends open the Masters tournament. But dude, even if Tiger Woods is up there, dude, and he gets paid all of the money to swing the golf club 90 so times in a round, you cannot pay me however much Tiger Woods makes in that tournament to fucking stand right there when someone's
that's fucking
teeing
ridiculous.
off the golf ball.
Even if you're down the fairway, like even the people up here on the hill, down the fairway, you gotta be kidding me. There is a ball in the air hurling towards you. Just in your general area.
Now, Tiger Woods, I'll probably fucking sit there because it's Tiger Woods and the idea of this is the best golfer in the world and I'm seeing him tee off.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
But any other professional?
If somebody shanked it to the right and hit you in that, you're done.
It's a wrap.
You're done.
You couldn't pay me $20,000 to stand there and watch a guy tee off. Let alone stand there
for $20,000.
Let alone stand there the entire fucking tournament. All these people.
All those people paid to be there.
I remember when we go to T-Bones games, Kansas City T-Bones, which is like it's not a minor league team, it's like under the minor leagues, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? The Kansas City T-Bones. And so it's not a big like ordeal like going to a Royals game is. Their stadium's pretty small, so whenever you go, you get pretty close seats for cheap. But we'd always sit on the third base foul line.
Yeah.
And this was when I was a kid, I could never enjoy the games. I'd go there and be like, okay. I'd be constantly worried about a foul ball line driving me and cracking me in my shit.
I get that position like of the field, you have to be aware of the game 24/7.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be worried.
I was worried.
I wouldn't be worried.
I couldn't enjoy it.
Because I feel like I played baseball long enough to where I feel like I can have reaction time to a baseball coming at me. But a golf ball is a different story. That thing's tiny and moving at you faster than a fucking baseball.
And you can't see that shit.
Nah, dude. It's a blur. But yeah, I would want to be like the guys right here and back.
Dude, right there?
Oh dude,
my
God. If one shanked just to the right and nailed like this guy here, it's dropped.
Especially with these 3 old fucking bags, because these aren't professionals. These are just a group of friends.
Yeah, even these guys are not even swinging like 100%. They're just light swinging shit. But that ball is coming off that club at ridiculous speeds anyways, regardless of who swings it.
You don't have to play the rest of this. That was just what I got from this cold talk.
Oh, this. So, over our, I guess, podcast to podcast, so the last week, there was something called r/space, right? Or place. r/place. And it was a Reddit post where you could place a single pixel in a community art piece.
So help me understand, on Reddit, can you only place one?
You can
ever?
No, you have every 5 minutes, I think, is when you could place one.
Okay. And you can pick the color.
So yeah, so the way this works is there was a ridiculous amount of, I don't know the actual dimensions of this space, but it's pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
Like there was millions and millions of Reddit users constantly changing the picture of this. But it started out as a blank canvas, white, and people were able to go in there and place a pixel of a certain color. And what was crazy is all these Reddit communities started coming together and actually creating some masterpieces of fucking art.
It's crazy.
It was ridiculous. But the thing about this is it was live to literally everybody in who uses Reddit. So somebody could go in there and just fucking troll the shit out of them. So like there was a...
And that's what some groups did.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There were some groups in there that were like, okay, a lot of like the Twitch streamers and shit like that, they went in there and was like, okay, we're gonna raid this community and their picture and just turn it like either purple or black or just black it out or something, and they'll see how well the community can rebuttal their attack. Because there's constantly people watching their territory, so to say.
Right.
But
hey, go outside.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But it was just fun to see like just massive communities come together and just make something ridiculous over the span of like I think 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
But I saw this. It was some guy who
who updated a Minecraft world with the r/place that placed a block every time a pixel changed.
This guy updated a Minecraft world with r/place that placed a block every time a pixel changed.
So you in this for our non-audio or non-visual or audio listeners, there's constantly blocks falling from this Minecraft world, just replacing other pixels.
So it's like real time.
With real time, which is I think ridiculous because how can you change something so massive and such a big project on Reddit and just transfer it to Minecraft?
First of all,
yeah,
and then constantly
updating it
in real time.
Yeah. With millions of users just fucking changing pixels?
That's ridiculous.
You know how many fucking blocks are on there?
No, I don't.
I don't either, but it's fucking ridiculous. I was just
Wow.
It was just mind-boggling because you see it and it's just, you see blocks falling, you see massive pillars where people are like, I'm gonna troll this one block. And then you also see like the communities that were never touched and were respected. So like some of this stuff was like respected. Like, okay, I respect this flag or the Star Wars logo. It was like, okay, this is kind of cool. But I was just thoroughly impressed.
Yeah.
Just impressed.
It's crazy the level of organization and communication these Reddit communities have to be able to, because I wouldn't even know how to start to do that. Like,
me neither.
I assume each pixel is like has its name, like is it B7 or something?
So each user has, so the way Reddit kind of operates is that r/ or that letter in front of the slash is like what's represented. So users are represented as u/ and then your username. So like you could zoom into each pixel and see u/ and then somebody's name is like that's the person that placed that pixel there within the last 5 minutes, or the last person who placed a pixel there. But it was just ridiculous. Like you could zoom in and you say, oh yeah, this is the community that placed this here, and this is the person. But it's just mind-boggling.
Do you have another one, or is that it?
I have another one.
Yeah.
This is real. I'm just gonna say this is real. This is real life, and this is our government.
Gas prices way too high. Vladimir Putin needs to die. Gas prices way too high. Vladimir needs to die.
It's real.
That's real. You're telling me that we're letting people like this run our country?
I respect his desire to convey an idea in a different way that he thinks will stand out and maybe have more
Of an impact?
impact, but that's what you do to a middle school class when you want them to get excited about math.
Yeah.
Not the government of the most powerful
yeah.
country in the world.
That's shown as weakness to every other country.
It does. It is, dude. It's unprofessional. It's like,
Yeah, no, that's very
that's
unprofessional.
how they're conveying their ideas to each other.
It's scary.
Yeah.
That video really scares me because if something like this can occur in a very, very professional setting, let's just say this isn't going to continue happening and just fuck us up from inside. Because that's the only way we can really get taken down.
All empires fall. All great empires have all fallen.
Yeah.
When you think of the United States as an empire, that just like the Roman, just like the fucking Athenian, just like the Spartan, just like the Persian, they all fall, and it's always from within.
It is.
The big ones. It's always from
It's
within.
scary. It's like as the Civil War turns on it, and then everybody else thirds parties. That's the gist of it.
Yep. That's the last one. All right.
That's a wrap.
Let's get her dicked and wrap her up, Michael. I'm gonna say much love, and you say
Adios.